I did my survival training in Brunei with the army, I became quite interested in using like the computer games as a medium to give some like psychological feedback. So the idea is, and one of the reasons I think DayZ is successful is because people inherently understand ownership and they understand loss. So if I say that I'm going to give you this computer mouse for an hour, you'll treat it very different than if I say this is your computer mouse forever. And so that's what DayZ does. It says this is your character, you keep him forever, for as long as you want, and but people also inherently understand loss. So that's the other thing. So DayZ has this permadeath, it has persistence and all that, and it all combines together. I think it hijacks people's kind of human emotions. Yeah.
The ultimate question, when is the beta coming out?
Yeah, well, it's imminent. We don't want to pick a date because we don't need to deliver it on a particular date. We're not signed like with some publisher that says you have to release. It's digital distribution, so we don't have to worry about retailers. So we don't want to turn around and say it's going to be June the 27th or it's going to be July the 10th or whatever. We want to have the flexibility to say, okay, we've got it, we found a big important bug, we're going to spend 2 days and we're going to fix it. Because we don't want to disappoint people. But it's very, very, very close. And we need to get it out because we need feedback on the systems we've designed.
Will there be, you talk about using the Minecraft model, will there be tiers of release?
Yeah, exactly. So the first one is going to be alpha. So the game is very much alpha at the moment. It's in fact, this isn't an E3 showcase. This is the development build from about 4 hours ago. So yeah, so it releases it with a low price point at alpha. It steps up to beta, and then it steps up to the final release.
So the early adopters will be rewarded?
Yeah, they will.
Great, great. So the mod right now, I believe it's on 1.77, I think, like the newest build. What of that is going to come over into the standalone? Because I know when you use a can, you eat beans, you know, you're leaving a can, you need to boil the water. How much is that is going to make into the standalone?
Yeah, well, I can show you some stuff.
Awesome, yeah, please.
Like the can thing happens now. So when you drop a can, when you eat a can, actually I better check that it does that.
Thank you.
Yeah, but the idea with the standalone was to come up with a really good base. We didn't want to, you know, we didn't want to have this. Oh dear.
Already.
Yeah, we didn't want to have this. Yeah, we didn't want to make all this new stuff without fixing what was wrong with the base mod. You know, there's no point in. It's like when you build a house. If you have a bad foundation, then it doesn't matter how nice the house is that you put on top of it. Yeah, so I'm going to find some food here. What's that? Canned beans. It's handy. I'll take that. So basically, when I eat this, I'll come out on the road somewhere we can see it. Yeah, so I can eat the beans here, and you should see somewhere. Okay, I might have removed that from the latest. Oh no. Yeah, I might have removed that from the latest build. But yeah, stuff like that, where you have trash after you've eaten something and things like that. That kind of stuff will. But we're really going back to basics with it to have it very simple. So you can see, for example, there's no UI indicators.
Right.
Now you get your indication here. So you'll see later on if he gets hungry, it comes up and says you're feeling hungry occasionally. And
the interface really minimalistic there.
yeah, we really wanted to make it minimalistic. So this is the quick action item. So you can actually, it's like Minecraft, you can choose where you want stuff. You can see the crafting system. So here I actually have 2 map fragments. If I push 2, I can see the first one here. If I push 3, I can see the other one.
Oh, wow.
So they're both like there and there. So I can actually go into my inventory here and I can drag that. And if I see red, I can't craft it. But if I see orange, I can craft it. It gives me the option, put maps together. And then I get a new map. These ones are old, won't work. But I got that new map there. And if I push 2, I can open it up and they're crafted together. So the crafting system is something that's quite significant. Another example here, this is pond water, and there's purification tablets. I can actually craft those together, purify the water, and now it's no longer pond water. And yeah, then I can drink that. My doodle drink. We don't have the item appearing in there yet, but that comes in the next couple of days. Yeah.
So one of the big things for me is that you go on helicopter runs or scavenging, and I came to a point where I had 15 tents on a hill, and then I kind of just became like this mother hen to the group, you know. I was organizing the tents. I didn't really want to go out there. I wanted to protect the camp. Is there anything that you'll be able to do for that type of player?
So you mean like group play? And what we're looking at doing with the alpha is having it so that you can, it's a very base level game. So we don't even want to have vehicles in, because what we want to do is during the alpha we want to develop the vehicle construction, so you can actually customize the vehicles, take a door off a car and put it on another car. And same with base building, have underground base building, instance based, yeah, so that it's much more flexible. But that comes after. We have to do this release first, confirm we've got this system working. Yeah.
So the base building is going to come later, much later?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give us a walkthrough on what you think like the base building will be like.
Well, there's a couple of options we've got. The first thing that we'll do is, so you're in Skyrim, you walk up to like a vent in the ground and you're like, enter dungeon.
Right.
So that'll be how we'll do it. If we make it instance-based, it gives us much more options for base building. If we did it inside the world, Arma has such a massive size world. Like the world is like 260 square kilometers, so it's huge. So we need to take you into a separate world. So you go up to this hole in the ground, you say enter dungeon, you go into a cavern, and the idea was to maybe look at doing Red Faction style, you know, destructing the terrain as in digging, but we may not be able to do that in multiplayer. It might be too much because the server goes through a lot of pain as it is. The other option is to do it more like, say, Evil Genius, the game, like, you know, more that style of isometric, build the base, then you can run around it.
Okay.
So we've got options, yeah.
So will other players be able to stumble upon
Yeah,
that?
exactly. Yep.
Okay.
So you're going to need to defend it. And we looked at also, so Arma has its own, the engine has its own in-game scripting language. We don't use it with DayZ, but what we could do is we could have it so you could build your own security systems and write your own computer programs to defend your base while you're not there.
Wow, like so many booby traps.
Yeah.
So I've also
and
heard
security cameras and door control and stuff like that. But that is, we're talking much later. Like later on the year is when we'd start looking at that stuff.
Sure. As far as you kind of blew me away right there. I lost my train of thought. You're still sticking with the 64 players?
No. So you're looking at about 150 probably at the moment. Yeah.
And it's going to be based like an MMO. So because
Yeah.
I know hacking.
Yeah. Well, that was what we spent the last 12 months doing. That's the product here. Like, you know, the inventory stuff was obviously a bit of work, but the lion's share of the work was turning it to an MMO. It's quite a feat, really, to take a first-person shooter and turn it into an MMO. Everything occurs on the server. Even when you right-click to like use an item, if I right-click on this bandage, like that, that gets activated all on the server. Your client essentially just sends keystrokes to the server.
Wow. What are you most proud and excited for?
Well, I guess that. I think that MMO change is huge. It means that zombies are all spawned at the start of the mission, so you can't tell whether someone's in a town. The inventory system and the crafting system doesn't look like much at the moment, but I think that's going to revolutionize the...
Absolutely. And it's confirmed that you're speeding up the day-night cycle, I believe I heard?
We're not probably going to look at that for alpha, but we're looking at probably providing options for server owners.
Okay.
We kind of think like the community is really good at figuring stuff out, so we sort of just want to give options. It's the same with, like, this doesn't necessarily look super pretty, right? It's pretty basic, but what we might do is allow it so that players can create their own skins, and then they can maybe share them with their friends to get a lot more user customization. Even to startup, like with DayZ, there's the the mod, there's the Daisy Commander and like Play with 6 and that, so that the launchers that you can use.
Yeah.
So we would prefer to make like API interfaces and allow the community to come up with the ways of doing stuff.
That's great. What I mean, I'm sure you're getting bombarded with questions, and I frequent the boards, and so I know everyone's like clamoring for information. Is there anything you could share with us that I haven't asked, or you know that the people out there want to know?
Oh yeah, I'm thinking about it. So everybody always asks, are we going to do first person or third person? Are we going to disable one? At the moment we're going to allow both and allow server owners to turn it on and off, because again we think that the game has changed so fundamentally with the introduction of the new inventory system, with crafting, with the variety of different foods that you can get. Like you get a gas cooker, you can get a gas canister, screw them together, get a mess tin, fill the mess tin with baked beans and cook the baked beans.
Oh,
so
wow.
there's a lot of complexity in there, so we need to see what effect that's going to have on the game before we confirm a lot of the questions people have. Yeah. You can see zombies are a lot more threatening inside.
Yeah, those skins look great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they come right inside.
Twitching away. Oh, I got knocked down. So yeah, we wanted to make the zombie attacks much more visceral. We've got a bug at the moment. You can see the animation, and that's not sequenced. Yeah.
What about people quitting when they're under threat?
Oh yeah, so because it's an MMO now, what we're having it do is when you disconnect, your character will maybe just like sit down or something like that. But we're playing with a bunch of different ideas. Maybe you could have to go to a safe place, and if you disconnect out when you're not in a safe place, your character will be available to be killed basically in the game.
Minutes or something like that, or then disappear?
Yeah.
I love the beans on the ground and everything.
Yeah, yeah, we really wanted to. So there's two ways you can pick stuff up. You can either look at it, or you can go in here. And if you're close by, it's not perfect, the system at the moment, but if you're close by and you can see it, so it's not just close by, it's also if you can see it, then you can pick it up from in here. Yeah, so we wanted to really make it feel much more like you're actually interacting with the world. At the moment you can't see the item in there, but that's coming in the next couple of days. Yeah, but actually, so we wanted to make it feel like you're actually scavenging, and you know, there's some really beautiful buildings in the game that.
Because every building is enterable now.
Nearly every building, yeah. Some of the bigger buildings aren't, but yeah.
So if you see those shoes right there, can you put those shoes on?
So I'll take my current shoes off, put those on.
So I assume you'll be able to like find military boots.
Oh yeah.
That gives you even more of a reason to go to the military bases.
Is there any functionality to the shoe change?
Oh yeah, if you don't have shoes on and you run around a lot, eventually you'll see a message down here telling you your feet hurt and you can get stress fractures. What's that on the ground there? Oh, head torch, yeah. Pretty cool.
What is that?
Head torch.
Oh wow.
When does the Everest map come out?
No one's asked me that yet, that's surprising. Yeah.
Good job with this.
Yeah, thanks.
Wow,
Cheers.
look at all that.
Yeah, so obviously we've got the spawn rate turned up really high for this.
Disinfectant spray.
Now this is actually, damn it should have worked. You're supposed to be able to drag this on it, craft it, use it to like disinfect an item and stuff like that. But
So are you going to have to disinfect just about everything, you think?
say again?
You're going to have to disinfect everything you run
Oh
into?
yeah, that's right. Like you can be really concerned about that kind of stuff. But I really like how, damn it, it needs to go
Oh,
away.
it looks great.
I really like how people can, you know, they're going to be able to customize their character a lot, but the customization is based on what they find. So, you know, your character will really represent, and that's why we wanted to have all the loot placed around, like, and not just in piles, so that you're really actually going around scavenging and looking on shelves. I actually want to redo this building completely.
Do you have an idea of how many like unique like clothing objects are going to launch with Alpha?
Hundreds.
Wow.
Yeah, the aim is to do thousands.
Man,
there's hundreds of different variations.
the artists
It's
have done a
unfortunate.
lot with the buildings.
Yeah, but I'm still not too happy with that one. We need to redo it completely. But yeah, I'm hoping to see some. Oh, we went into this one. I really wanted to find some more clothing. run along.
So I'm sure it's just randomized?
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's actually, for the alpha, it is going to be...
Wow, look at the blood on the piano.
Yeah, so there's brown genes there, so I'll change my genes. Oh, she ran outside. Fair enough.
Are you going to be able to build any, like, reinforced buildings, or...?
We're probably going to, we're going to look at a lot of that stuff after we've done the alpha. We probably want to go more into the base building itself. Yeah.
Are tents going to be, are you going to be able to construct tents inside a building?
Yeah, we haven't looked at tents yet. We've really gone back to basics and said we want to get stuff like the player controls, the player movement, zombies and all that done. We want to deal with the kill on sight issue. So that's where we've like changed the way you have your rifle raised, so you don't have it raised like all the time.
Right. Because Arma 3 is unbelievable as far as all the different positions you can take.
Yeah.
Have you been able to move any of that into this?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff in there, like bunny hop and
nice.
that.